Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at the DC Universe Classics Orange Lantern Lex Luthor, which by the way is a recast of the original DC Superheroes Lex Luthor, which of course had already been reissued in a 2-pack, so this mold definitely gets around, although, it is specific to the character and all. Honestly, not a figure that I was all that enthusiastic over, but, he has a P-Sta anti-monitor, kind of need that, and I picked him up a bit cheaper, so what the hell. I mean, it's not so much that I'm kind of opposed to the look or anything, it's just, I don't know. I was figuring I'd just eventually pick up the standard outfit and stuff, which I think looks a bit better. But hold on a second and I'll get him out of pack. Orange Lantern Lex Luthor comes with the left leg of the anti-monitor. Not to be confused with the right leg. I occasionally confuse my left and my right. It happens. As well as a orange power battery, which, I don't know, technically speaking the character shouldn't have, but at one point in the comic I believe that he was struggling with Larfleeze over power battery, so, might be kind of apt. I can't remember if that was during Blackest Night, though. Now, a lot of people like this figure. I personally don't see a ton of appeal to it. Again, it's just a recast of the DC Superheroes version, just in a translucent orange plastic. On one hand, it's kind of neat because it can shine light through it, so it's kind of like, his armor is like an energy construct. But on the other hand, you can actually see through it, so it's like he's a floating head with a energy construct body. It's just depending on where the lighting's coming from and all that. So, either he's a complete badass, or, he's Oz, the great and terrible wizard, which I guess in itself was kind of badass, wasn't he? Until they pulled the curtain aside and, we had to ignore that tiny little man. Now, this is just a straight recast. They didn't even bother to, give them a little bit better hips or anything. The character is still spread pretty eagle or whatever. Pretty spread eagle. That sounds weird. Yeah. It's just like you can't really get the legs folded in there just due to the pose. Senseless upskirt here, but, this is what I'm talking about. Really wish that they would have at least tried to improve on the design when they went ahead and redid him. The head sculpt, of course, is always pretty decent. Even if I don't display him as is, it does give me the option of just pulling off the head and popping it onto a business-suited character, and then you have Business Suit Lex Luthor, which, is a look that I probably wouldn't mind seeing, and it's actually a pretty simple custom. In the back here you see like a little info. Other than that, really, really loose torso. I'm not sure if that's sort of standard, but yeah. I mean, yeah, it's again, it is a really nice looking design and all, but I guess it is suitable that he would choose to represent himself in his normal armor or whatever, so even within the other continuity. But a quick breakdown of articulation. We have a point of rotation here at the forearm. That's in lieu of the wrist movement, which I wish he had, but I don't think he does. A single joint here at the elbow. Point of rotation at bicep. You'll notice the kind of weird division. Ball jointed shoulder. As always with these, you can see the joints, which I'm never all that fond of. It's a little circular thing there. Head is ball jointed, fairly good range of motion. Torso joint with a very generous range of motion, which is pretty neat. you have a pretty huge forward back and all. Now, of course, that's just because it's a holdover from an older line and stuff. You don't really see torso joints so often with the DC Universe Classics line. Legs kick forward, also out, which, you know, is always pretty cool. You have a point of rotation here at the thigh, which didn't want to go at first. A single joint here at the knee, then a joint down here at the ankle, and some movement here at the calf, or boot actually. I mean, it's in the calf area, but it's technically the boot. No, he doesn't have any pivot. I thought he had foot pivot. But, I mean, yeah, you definitely have a pretty generous range of motion, which, you know, gives the character a lot of posability. Although, granted, he's Lex friggin' Luthor, so how much posing is he going to be doing? He's not exactly the most combat-oriented character, but, you know, you do have the option of posing him some really badass-looking, you know, I guess he poses, but I hate saying posing somebody in poses, because that just sounds so redundant. Yeah, I'm kind of losing it here. Blanking a little bit. But yeah, this has been a look at the Orange Lantern Lex Luthor. I think I like him quite a bit more than I thought I would. You know, he is a pretty decent figure. Only kind of weird drawback. And I got an email. It's just the fact that you have this different colored plastic for the portions here and along the skirt, which kind of stands out given the lighting. Otherwise, you know, I guess he's cool. Kind of an acquired taste, though. So yeah, until next time, folks. Right, I completely forgot to do a height comparison, but as you can see, despite being in a suit of armor and everything, Lex really isn't that tall, which is kind of strange or annoying. I mean, granted, the legs are a little spread out and stuff, but even if you spread out Hal Jordan's here, which, you know, this is just weird, but, you know, notice that he's still quite a bit taller than Lex, which strikes me as odd, because you'd think in a suit of armor, everything, the character should be a lot larger, but, you know, at least, the frame is a lot wider and stuff with the armor. So, meh.